Remember the ancient people, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Edomites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Israelites, the Ishmaelites? Guess what? They still exist today. Many believe the ancient people don't exist as if they are extinct. The only reason you believe they don't exist is because nobody referred to themselves as any of those nationalities. If the ancient people were extinct, then none of us would be here today. If you believe you descend from one of Noah's 3 sons, how then the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Israelites, the Ishmaelites not in existence today? Instead of calling them Moabites, Ammonites, Israelites, Ishmaelites, Cushites, and so on, we call them Asian, Black, Spanish, White, African, West Indian, Arab, and so on. Those are a few of the modern names of the descendants of the ancient people. A good question to ask oneself, which one of those ites I descend from? What was my family's name? Before Satan gave birth to what we refer to as race, your nationality was determined by your family's name. Abraham was a Hebrew. That was his nationality. Everyone whose lineage descends from Abraham is a Hebrew. To break it down even further, Abraham had a son named Isaac, who was a Hebrew. Isaac fathered Esau and Jacob. Both are Hebrews. The family name for Esau is Edom or Edomite, and the family name for Jacob is Israel or Israelites. I will break it down even more. Jacob's 12 sons were the head of 12 tribes. Together they are one nation, Hebrew Israelites. For their father is Israel, a Hebrew who descends from Abraham. That is how our Father Yah identified everyone, strictly on your nationality. Your nationality determines your heritage and your future based on what Yah's word said about your people. The select few that will be saved because they truly believe in Israel Messiah, because of your belief, you will escape the judgment that is proclaimed against you and your family's bloodline. Remember Rahab the harlot who feared the God of Israel. She hid the spies that Joshua sent to explore the land. Yah spared her and her entire household who was in her house when the walls of Jericho came down. Everyone else did not survive, for the Israelites utterly destroyed the city of Jericho.
And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Lord hath given you the city, and the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent.
Today, only a select few know their identity. Satan creates race to merge people who are different into one race based on appearance and the land of their birth. When Satan replaced nationality to identify a person with race, it caused confusion and disobedience towards the Most High. The Israelites have an enormous responsibility because they are Yah's chosen people. If you don't know that you are an Israelite, then you are not aware of the responsibility that is required of you. Therefore, you are in disobedience, which is sin. Yah will judge you, and you will have no clue to why everything in your life is falling apart. Yah is not the author of confusion.
But God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
The Most High have an order, and he will not violate the way he structured the family. Satan based everything on your senses. Satan used race to merge people with similar features in appearance as one race. However, they are not the same people. They have different background and culture. Grouping everyone together as one race, like black people, classifying all dark skin with Negroid features as Africans, is incorrect. Black people, this is why you don't know your identity. It was important to the slave masters to change your name. Once he changed your name, you gain a new identity. You lost your heritage because you've been disconnected to your roots. Once you lost your identity, it is easier to mold you into what they want. How many of you would trade your heritage of being the descendants of the children of Israel to become Christians if you knew you were an Israelite? Satan classified all Europeans as the Caucasian race, simply because they have pale skin with similar features. That is why the world is in conflict today. Nobody ever looked at the root of the problem. We do things based on appearance, and the Most High don't operate how man and Satan operate. Yah looks at your heart and the size of your faith.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
Race is based solely on appearance. That is how you know it's not from the Most High. Lions, tigers, panthers, jaguars, cougars, and leopards all look different in appearance. You will not find a lion dwelling with a panther, a tiger dwelling with a cougar. If you do, it is rare, or was provoked by humans' interference to create designer offsprings from these animals. Each of these species have their own kingdoms and packs. As different as these animals are, they have something in common. They are all cats. Although they have a unique appearance pertaining to their species, yet they are all big cats. The big cats is a nation or a species in the animal kingdom. The lion species is one nation, the tiger is another, and so on. Placing these animals in the same place, they will fight each other until the dominant cat is left standing. That is what's happening in our world today, especially in America. We have several nations of people living in the same land fighting for dominance, yet none of them know who they are. Like the animal kingdom, we are all human beings with different nationalities. Race was an invention to create division among Yah's creation. Satan invented race and used his invention to destroy you. Why do you think racism exists? Satan hates everyone the same. Just because he promised you fame, fortune, and power don't mean he loves you. Satan is incapable of loving anything. He's the father of lies, a deceiver, and an adversary to Yah and his people. To those of you who sold your soul for money and power and convinced yourself that Satan cares about you, don't be a fool. You're just a puppet Satan is using to destroy Yah's creation simply because he wants to be like the Most High. With the identity crisis happening all over the world, you want to believe everyone wants to know his or her true identity. Instead, they want to identify with whatever Satan put in their minds. A man identify as a woman identify as a man. We live in an age where everything is acceptable and anything goes. Just because you are a man who believes you are a female in your mind doesn't make it valid. Whatever Yah identify you as is what you are. I encourage everyone to find out which of the ancient people do your family descend from. Some of you believe that you are safe and you're not, like the Edomites.
And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Your nationality is important with Yah. That is how he identify you, not solely on your skin color. If you follow the Bible and you are a Christian, ask your pastors, which of the ancient ites do you descend? I bet he or she would tell you it doesn't matter, just as they tell you nothing matters when it comes to the affair of the Most High. It does not matter to them because they do not know. Stop chasing men's tradition. The human tradition stems from Satan. That is whom you are truly following if you do not obey the Most High.
They worship me in vain. Their teachings are merely human rules. You have let go of the commands of God and are holding on to human traditions. And he continued, You have a fine way of setting aside the commands of God in order to observe your own traditions.